The Apple TV has been out for 18 years now, and I actually recently purchased an Apple TV 4K first gen for around $36. And it's from 2017, and I thought I would compare it to a Roku Ultra from 2018. So let's get into it, and I'm going to show you how these two compare and talk about the design, the elements, and just talk about which one's better for you and what my personal. So this is the Roku remote, and I'm basically showing you how it looks like with the Roku TV and kind of the smoothness of it. So basically, my favorite feature of the Roku is probably going to be the stupid easy home screen, and the Apple TV, my favorite feature is its simplistic design and easy to use customization like settings and Apple HomeKit, and the ability to easily just transform your Mac screen to your Apple TV. And the Disney Plus on Roku is slow, and the interface is pretty slow, and it takes a little bit of getting used to. And you can easily just change for both of these. They're both 4K HDR, HDMI 2.0, and my apps basically work on same both of these devices, but the Roku just has a lot more apps than the Apple TV. And actually, the Roku remote itself is pretty chunky and powered by two double A's, and has a D-pad for controlling instead of a clicky touch surface. A lot of buttons, as you can see. It's a little bit clunky, and it's powered by two double A's. It has a little Find My feature that allows you to easily just find your remote. And the Apple TV one, as you can see, is a much more premium and has a lot less buttons, like a menu button, your play pause button, your mute button, or not a mute button, you have a menu button, and it's really thin and thin. It has a little LED at the top of the box to show you, just like the Roku. And the remote is incredibly thin. And this is the Roku remote. Pretty thick, but it's way more comfortable in somebody's hands. And the profile is overall really small and sleek and has a glossy / matte finish. But the Roku is incredibly cheap, made with really fine rubber and really cheap plastic. The Apple TV has a gigabit Ethernet, an HDMI 2.0 port, and a power socket. And of course, fans on the bottom to support the ventilation for the A10X processor in here. And the Roku has a 10 over 100 Ethernet, which is 100 megabytes per second, HDMI 2.0, a micro SD card slot, your power socket, a Find My button, and a little USB. So my verdict of all these devices is, if you have $300 or a lot more, the Apple TV is going to be really great for you, because the Apple TV can cost up to $199 for the newest third gen. But if you have like $30 to $100 to spend on a streaming box, I definitely recommend a Roku, because it allows you to have 4K HDR, a lot more streaming apps, and you don't need all the features that the Apple TV has, like Fitness Plus or Apple Arcade. And for that reason, the Roku just works. The remote is a lot more sophisticated, and if you have $50 to $120, you should buy a used Apple TV 4K. It supports HDR, Dolby Atmos, Dolby Vision. It's really great for the smart home aspect. If you want to easily pair this with a few HomePods, and as you saw in the video, the screen mirroring is really efficient and really good. The Apple TV has a really nice remote. It's also compatible with your iPhone as a remote. So is the Roku. But I would overall recommend the Apple TV 4K because it will last a lot longer. It still supports tvOS 17.2 currently, and is a really great option for people who are looking for a super high-end streaming box that's going to work amazingly with your iPhone. I'm going to continue this by reading off the script. But the Apple TV has, of course, been out for 18 years now, and the
general verdict of buying like older tech isn't as worth it, because if you just buy the new one. But I think the Apple TV, if you buy something newer, it's better. But if you buy something like a Roku, it's gonna be a lot worse. I actually use a Roku second gen, works fine, but the Roku is not really great for the Apple Home aspect because it only does 100 megabits per second on the Ethernet port, while the Apple TV does a gigabit Ethernet port. I also like the remote of the Apple TV a lot more because it's not powered by AA's. It uses Lightning, and the newer ones use USB-C, and it's really premium, but it will be stuck in your couch cushions. Uh, the Roku does have an advantage over the huge market share that it does because a lot of the TVs from TCL and other things like that are starting to use Roku built in, and the remote just controls the whole entire TV. But Samsung and LG are now adopting some new displays that allow you to connect with Apple AirPlay 3, I believe, and have Apple TV Plus built in. So, another great thing why I use an iPhone is because I can easily connect my iPhone to the TV as a remote. And I can also do that, connect my AirPods easily to the Apple TV. So, say if it's night, I don't want to disturb my family, I could easily just listen through a Bluetooth headphones, and the Roku requires you to plug it in like so. So, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next video. I hope you have a great year. I think I want to start for my next video is going to be getting into more camera gear because currently I'm just getting into tech and like TV stuff, and I want to kind of broaden my content. So, that is all. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.